Hello, ladies and gentlemen, as guardians and mutants alike. Welcome to another Liam Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Marvel Strike Force today. Gonna just be doing a quick little video today, kind of like an update video to let you guys know where I am at in the game, and also maybe this will be you know, kind of some advice or suggestions for other mid-game players like me who may have reached a kind of fork in the road in where they're at in Marvel Strike Force. Now, what I'm talking about is, if we just go into Dark Dimension right now, I am just about to complete Dark Dimension 3 for the second time. Okay, it's been a slog, so I've already gone through it once. I'm about to complete it for the second time and get those second time clearance rewards. As you can see, it's taken me 18 days to get this far the second time round, so that's with my pretty good teams. It's a slog. DD3 is really difficult. It's worth it to get these rewards, but it is a slog, and I'm about to complete it. Now, I will make a video. I made a video, actually, a guide to Dark Dimension. I'll post a link to that in the top right hand corner. When I finally complete DD3, I'll make a video about that too, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But then if we just pop over quickly to Doom War, you'll also see that recently I completed Doom War Chapter 3. Now, I did make a video on that, the last 3 nodes of Doom War Chapter 3. Again, I'll pop a link in the top right hand corner. I'll also make sure that these videos are linked down below in the description too. So that means now that I have opened up Doom War Chapter 4. Now, Chapter 4 is the newest version of Doom War, and it is very difficult. Really having to take characters up to a much higher level for Doom War Chapter 4 than I did with Doom War Chapter 3. So really the question here is, should I start preparing teams for Dark Dimension 4, or should I instead focus on Doom War 4? Obviously, I'm going to do both of these things, but which do I do first? Now, as you'll see here, for Dark Dimension 4, it's Gear 15. You need non-legendary global characters at Gear 15. You need non-legendary cosmic characters at Gear 15. Non-legendary city characters at Gear 15. And then you need legendary characters at Gear 15 as well. So similar setup to DD3, but just much higher requirements there because they need to be at Gear 15, and you separately need legendary characters. Of course, DD4 is all important because that's where we're getting Doctor Doom from. Very important character to add to your roster. So I definitely do want to focus on Dark Dimension 4, but I think I maybe want to focus on Doom War Chapter 4 first. Let's take a look at the roster, and I'll talk a little bit about my reasoning there. So first up, these are the squads that I've been using for Dark Dimension 3, and then if we go to the bottom here, you can see starting with that 601 value squad right there. That's the global squad that I've been preparing for DD4. So I've got all those characters there, Secret Avengers with Ultron and Ghost, up to Gear Tier 5. Then on the bottom there, you can see the Cosmic team, Gear Tier 5, Gear Tier 15. Then on the bottom there, you can see the team that I'm preparing for the Cosmic lane on Dark Dimension 4. Now, if we just take a quick look, so let's take a quick look at Kestrel here and some of her gear requirements, because obviously she's sitting there at Gear 14. Yeah, so this mini unique here, in order to take her up to Gear 15, I needed this for 14 too, you got to be able to farm Doom War 4-2 in order to farm that mini unique, and that's not the only one. Let's check some other pieces of gear here. I think down here, nope, not that. Here we go. I think this piece down here I also need to farm. There we go. So that's Doom 4-1. So you need to have 3-starred Doom War 4, at least those beginning nodes, in order to farm a lot of the mini uniques that you need to take these characters up to Gear 15. So very important that you have teams that can 3-star these nodes here in order to power up your tunes to take on Dark Dimension 4. So that's why I think we want to focus on Doom War Chapter 4 first, but let's be clever about this. Obviously, I've said this many times before, Marvel Strike Force, just like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and many other games, it's a resource management game. So we want to be gearing up tunes that we're going to get the maximum benefit from. Therefore, as we're looking at these different lanes in Doom War Chapter 4, we're looking at the different requirements, we want to be thinking about what tunes can I use here that I can also use over in DD4. So I'm just going to real quickly go through some of the tunes that I'm working on, or I'm planning to work on, that I'm going to use on both DD4 and Doom War Chapter 4, just to give you some ideas. First up, we got Deathpool. Deathpool, awesome toon. Took me a long time to invest in her. She sat on my roster completely untouched for a long time, but she is an amazing toon. Now, you can use her for the first 3 nodes of Doom War Chapter 4 because she's got that new Warriors tag. You want to get investing in her, and quickly. Sticking with the new Warriors, there's Cloak. Again, I think you should use new Warriors for the first 3 nodes on Doom War Chapter 4, so you're going to want to take Cloak up as well. Now, where there's Cloak, there has to be Dagger. She is the damage dealer for the new Warriors team, at least out of Cloak and Dagger anyway, so you definitely want to start investing in her too. And those are really the 3 key tunes that you're going to need to 3-star the first 3 nodes of Doom War Chapter 4. The next 3 nodes need hero mutants, and you've got a bunch of good characters to choose from there. Now, I'm kind of tempted to take Longshot and Shatterstar up to gear 15 because they're sitting on gear 14 right now. I'm kind of tempted to take them up to gear 15 just because I've already got them up at the gear 14 mark. But if we go in and take a quick look at them here, you're going to see that both Longshot and Shatterstar have the Cosmic tag on them. Now, I already have a pretty good Cosmic team because I really want to use Eternals. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to use Longshot and Shatterstar because I'm not really going to have a use for them. Although they would be useful for Doom War, they're not going to be useful for Dark Dimension. So instead, for this hero mutant team, I'd suggest looking at Astonishing X-Men. So that leaves you with characters like Iceman. Iceman, I think, is a good pick. He's got that global tag, so you could use him for the global nodes in DD4. Kitty Pryde, again, great toon, newer toon, and she's got that global tag. Bishop is the other one. Again, global tag, so he's usable in both situations. And of course, Beast. Beast is a great healer, and he's got that global tag. I think he would do well in both Dark Dimension and Doom War. But before we go, I want to talk about this toon right here. Of course, it's Jubilee. Now, Jubilee has that global tag, but you're not going to be able to use her in DD4. Not for the global lanes anyway, but don't forget that legendary lane. Now, Jubilee is one of the legendary toons that I would recommend taking up to gear 15 in order to complete that legendary lane in DD3. So for that reason, I think you should power her up to use her in the mutant, the hero mutant lane of Doom War Chapter 4. And then, of course, Dark Dimension legendary lane, Dark Dimension 4 as well. Now, the final 3 nodes of Doom War Chapter 4 require Mystic non-minion. I'm not entirely sure why they threw that non-minion specification in there. I don't know why anyone would want to take hand minions up to use them in Doom War 4. Let me know down below in the comments if you have done that. But you've got so many awesome tunes to choose from here. Now, obviously, you'll notice Deathpool, Cloak, and Dagger are all included on this screen here. So again, we're getting the double whammy there. We can use them in Dark Dimension and in Doom War, but you are going to want to use your Eternals. Again, they're already on my Dark Dimension team, but Icarus and Circe, you really do want to take these guys up as high as possible. 2 of the most powerful tunes in the game right now. Definitely worth investing in your Eternals and then the new Warriors. Another tune on this list that might be worth a look is Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw I might want to take up to, again, for that legendary lane in DD4. I don't think I'm going to use him in Dark Dimension Chapter 4, but you certainly could. Silver Surfer's another solid option too. Hela maybe. Point is, you've got a lot of tunes to play with here, not to mention Dr. Voodoo and Dr. Strange as well, if you have them powered up already. A lot of options to choose from on the Mystic front. The thing to be aware of, to pay attention to, is of course that environmental tag there, right? That's telling you whether they're cosmic, global, or city, and of course whether they're legendary or not too, because that is going to tell you where you're going to use them in Dark Dimension, or whether you're going to be able to use them in Dark Dimension, because of that non-legendary requirement for all of the lanes except for the final legendary lane. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope it makes sense. What I'm really advocating here is going for Doom War Chapter 4 first. If you're at that kind of crossroads that I find myself at right now, where I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do with my roster? I've finally beaten DD3, so now I can move on. I really think it's worth prioritizing Doom War Chapter 4 first for those mini uniques. And of course, once you get to that final node, you can also start farming Symbiote Spider-Man. That's not to be sniffed at. He's an awesome toon too, but it's It's really those mini uniques is the reason I'm going after Doom War Chapter 4 first. I do want to 3-star them, so it means I am going to need to invest in those toons. Therefore, I'm going to purposely choose toons that I also plan on using in Dark Dimension 4. Hopefully that was kind of helpful to give you some suggestions today, some of the toons I'm going to be focusing on. As always, I would love to hear your suggestions down below. Please do let me know what you think and what you're working on. Maybe you've already completed Doom War 4, Dark Dimension 4. Maybe you've also completed Doom War Chapter 4. Let me know what toons you used. Maybe you're in the same position I am and you're thinking about using a completely different set of squads. Again, let me know down below. I would love to hear it. Well, there you go. Thanks for being a part of this little recap and you know, look forward with me today. It's really great to have you along for the ride. If you did enjoy this video, found it informative or entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. And while you're here, why not consider subscribing to Liam Aiden Gameplay? I drop new videos for Marvel Strike Force and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes every single week, and I would love to have you along for the ride. That is all from me today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other.